A new beginning is a divine gift, an opportunity to leave behind what no longer serves us and step into something better. However, too often, people view fresh starts as just another chance to do things the same way, expecting different results. That's not how growth works. When God grants us a new beginning, it comes with an unspoken responsibility to recognize the blessing, learn from past mistakes, and walk a different path. If we fail to acknowledge the significance of this moment, we risk falling into the same cycle, making the same choices, and ultimately facing the same disappointments. A new beginning is not just a reset button. It is an invitation to transformation. It means we have survived something, whether it was failure, heartbreak, loss, or simply a season of stagnation. It is a sign that God is not finished with us yet, that there is still more to our journey. But the question is, do we see it as a blessing or do we take it for granted? Too often, people pray for change, but when it comes, they are hesitant to embrace it fully. They hold on to the past, afraid to let go of their comfort zones, even when those comfort zones were filled with struggle and pain. Recognizing a new beginning requires awareness. It demands that we stop dwelling on what was and start focusing on what can be. Many people sabotage their fresh starts because they are too focused on what they lost instead of what they are gaining. They replay old failures in their minds, doubting their ability to succeed. But the past is meant to be a lesson, not a prison. If we keep looking back, we will never be able to move forward. God does not give new beginnings for us to remain stuck in old ways of thinking. He gives them so we can step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Another important aspect of recognizing a fresh start is gratitude. When we understand that not everyone gets a second chance, we begin to cherish the opportunity before us. How many people wish they could undo their mistakes, have another shot at a dream, or rebuild relationships they once took for granted? Yet, here we are, given the chance to rewrite our story. Gratitude shifts our perspective. It helps us approach this new chapter with hope instead of hesitation. But gratitude alone is not enough. We must also act. A new beginning is a doorway, but we have to walk through it. Many people stand at the threshold, afraid of what's on the other side. They want change, but they fear the effort it requires. They want success, but they don't want to break old habits. They want love, but they refuse to let go of past pain. The truth is, stepping into a new beginning means stepping into the unknown, and that requires faith. Faith is trusting that if God has opened a door, it is meant for us to walk through. That means believing that the lessons of the past have prepared us for what's ahead. It means surrendering control and allowing ourselves to be guided by something greater than our fears. Too often, people resist change because they want to see the full picture before they take the first step. But that's not how faith works. We don't need to see the whole path. We just need to take the next step in front of us. When we recognize a new beginning as a blessing, we approach it differently. We move with intention, knowing that this time, we will not repeat the mistakes of the past. We become more mindful of our choices, our actions, and our mindset. We take responsibility for our growth, understanding that this fresh start is not something to be wasted. And finally, recognizing a new beginning also means recognizing our worth. Too many people carry the weight of their past failures, believing they are undeserving of another chance. But if God has given us this new opportunity, it means we are worthy of it. It means we are capable of doing things differently. It means that the story is not over yet. So when we find ourselves standing at the start of something new, let's not hesitate. Let's not look back with regret or forward with fear. Let's recognize the blessing for what it is and move forward with gratitude, faith, and determination. Because a new beginning is not just a chance to start over. It's a chance to become who we were always meant to be. Growth is impossible without change, and change is impossible without learning from past mistakes. When God gives us a new beginning, it is not just an opportunity to move forward, but also a chance to reflect on what went wrong before. If we keep repeating the same behaviors, entertaining the same distractions, and falling into the same patterns, then our new beginning will look exactly like our past. The purpose of a fresh start is not just to continue where we left off, but to evolve into a wiser, stronger, and more disciplined version of ourselves. Many times, people find themselves in cycles of bad relationships, poor financial decisions, procrastination, or self-doubt. They wonder why they keep ending up in the same situations, facing the same struggles, and feeling the same disappointments. But if we look closely, the answer is clear. They have not learned the lesson that the past was trying to teach them. A new beginning is a blessing, but if we do not change the way we think and act, we will find ourselves back where we started. Understanding past mistakes is not about dwelling on them or feeling guilty. It is about analyzing where things went wrong and taking responsibility for our choices. Many people blame circumstances, luck, or even others for their failures. But real transformation happens when we take ownership of our actions. Maybe the mistake was trusting the wrong people, not setting boundaries, or ignoring red flags. Maybe it was lack of discipline, fear of failure, or hesitation to take risks. Whatever the reason, acknowledging it is the first step to avoiding it in the future. One of the biggest challenges when facing a new beginning is breaking old habits. Habits are powerful, and if we do not consciously change them, they will continue to shape our future. If we want different results, we must develop different behaviors. This could mean waking up earlier, managing time better, setting clearer goals, or being more selective about the people we allow in our lives. If we step into a new chapter of life, but carry old habits with us, we will soon find ourselves trapped in the same struggles. Another important part of avoiding past mistakes is seeking guidance. Learning from personal experience is valuable, but learning from others can save us from unnecessary pain. Seeking advice from mentors, reading, praying, or even simply listening to those who have walked a similar path can provide clarity. Too often, pride prevents people from asking for help, and they end up making the same mistakes over and over again. A fresh start should not mean walking alone. It should mean walking with greater wisdom. It is also essential to surround ourselves with the right influences. Many past mistakes come from being in the wrong environment. If we keep associating with negative, toxic, or unmotivated people, we will find it difficult to break free from old patterns. A fresh start should include evaluating the people around us. Are they encouraging our growth, or are they holding us back? Are they inspiring us to be better, or are they influencing us to stay the same? Sometimes, the hardest but most necessary step is letting go of relationships that no longer align with our future. Another way to ensure we do not repeat the past is to set clear goals. Without direction, it is easy to fall into old routines. A new beginning should come with a plan, a vision of where we want to go, and how we plan to get there. This does not mean we need to have everything figured out, but having a sense of purpose helps prevent aimlessness. Writing down goals, creating a schedule, and setting milestones can make a significant difference. Accountability also plays a crucial role in avoiding past mistakes. It is easy to promise ourselves that we will change, but without accountability, those promises often fade. Finding a mentor, a trusted friend, or even using tools like journals or progress trackers can help keep us on course. The more intentional we are about tracking our progress, the more likely we are to stay committed to our growth. Letting go of fear is another important step. Many times, past mistakes create fear of trying again, fear of failure, or fear of making the wrong choice. But fear only keeps us stuck. A new beginning requires courage. The courage to trust that this time will be different because we are different. If we let fear dictate our actions, we will remain in the same place, afraid to take the necessary steps forward. Most importantly, we must have faith. Faith that we are capable of growth, faith that we deserve another chance, and faith that God has a plan for us. Every mistake we have made has taught us something valuable, and those lessons will help us move forward stronger than before. This is our chance to do things differently, to step into the future with wisdom and confidence. A new beginning is not just about starting over. It is about starting better. Brother, mistakes are a part of life, but what truly defines us is how we respond to them. When God gives us a new beginning, it is not a chance to repeat our past errors, but an opportunity to rise above them. However, many people struggle with breaking free from old patterns. They step into a new season with excitement, only to fall back into the same habits, face the same struggles, and wonder why things are not changing. The key to truly embracing a new beginning is self-awareness, understanding why we made mistakes in the past, and being intentional about avoiding them in the future. One of the first steps to ensuring that we do not repeat past mistakes is to identify the root cause. Often, mistakes are not random. They stem from patterns in our thinking, emotions, or behaviors. Maybe it was impatience that led to bad decisions, insecurity that caused us to settle for less, or a lack of discipline that kept us from reaching our potential. Until we identify what caused a mistake, we risk making it again. Taking time to reflect on past experiences, journaling, or even seeking advice from someone we trust can help us uncover these deeper issues. Another important aspect of not repeating past mistakes, changing our mindset. Many people carry guilt and regret from their past, which makes them feel like they are doomed to make the same mistakes again. But a new beginning means we are not defined by who we were. We are defined by who we choose to become. Instead of focusing on failures, we must focus on growth. Every mistake we have made has taught us something valuable, and those lessons should shape our future decisions. Habits play a significant role in shaping our lives. If we want to see real change, we must break old habits that led to past failures and develop new, healthier ones. For example, if procrastination was the cause of missed opportunities, then developing a habit of time management is necessary. If trusting the wrong people led to pain, then setting boundaries is essential. Change does not happen overnight, but small, consistent actions create lasting transformation. The people we surround ourselves with also have a major impact on whether we repeat past mistakes. If we keep associating with the same negative influences, it becomes difficult to break free from old patterns. Sometimes, a new beginning requires distancing ourselves from people who encourage bad habits or bring out the worst in us. It is important to be around those who uplift us, challenge us to grow, and support our journey toward becoming better. Another essential step in avoiding past mistakes is learning to trust our intuition. Many times, before making a mistake, we have a feeling deep down that something's not right. However, we ignore it due to fear, pressure, or temporary excitement. When God gives us a fresh start, He also gives us the wisdom to make better choices, if we are willing to listen. Trusting our instincts and learning from past experiences will help us make decisions that align with our growth and purpose. Setting clear goals is another powerful way to prevent repeating past mistakes. When we have no direction, it is easy to fall into old patterns because we are not actively working towards something better. A new beginning should come with a clear vision of where we want to go and what steps we need to take to get there. Writing down goals, creating a daily routine, and staying focused on progress can keep us from slipping back into past behaviors. It is also crucial to practice self-discipline. Change requires effort, and there will be moments when we feel tempted to return to old habits. But discipline is what separates those who grow from those who stay the same. It means saying no to things that no longer serve us, resisting distractions, and staying committed to our journey, even when it feels difficult. The more disciplined we are, the more control we have over our actions, and the less likely we are to repeat past mistakes. Forgiveness is another key factor in truly embracing a new beginning. Sometimes we hold on to resentment toward ourselves or others because of past experiences. But holding on to pain only keeps us tied to the past. Letting go, forgiving ourselves for our own mistakes, and forgiving others for theirs, frees us to move forward without baggage. A new beginning should be just that, a fresh start, not something weighed down by past hurts. Ultimately, when God gives us a new beginning, it is an invitation to become the best version of ourselves. It is a chance to make choices that align with our values, to live with intention, and to step into a future filled with purpose. But this can only happen if we are willing to grow, to learn, and to commit to doing things differently this time. Each mistake of the past has brought us wisdom. Now it is up to us to use that wisdom to create a better future. When God grants us a new beginning, it is not simply a reset button. It is an opportunity to grow into a wiser, stronger, and more disciplined version of ourselves. However, stepping into a new chapter of life without making conscious changes will lead to the same outcomes as before. One of the biggest reasons people fall into the same mistakes is because they bring the same mindset, habits, and attitudes into their fresh start. A true new beginning requires us to leave behind what no longer serves us and embrace a new way of thinking, acting, and responding to life's challenges. One of the most powerful ways to prevent the repetition of past mistakes is to build self-awareness. Often, people assume that just because they are in a new situation, things will automatically turn out differently. But the truth is, no matter how much our surroundings change, if we do not change internally, we will end up with the same struggles. Self-awareness allows us to recognize what went wrong before. Was it impatience, poor decision-making, lack of boundaries, or fear of failure? When we understand our past missteps, we can take intentional steps to avoid them. Along with self-awareness, we must develop emotional intelligence. Many mistakes are made because we react out of impulse rather than wisdom. A new beginning should be approached with a calm and reflective mind rather than one driven by emotions. Whether it is anger, insecurity, or desperation that led to past failures, it is crucial to recognize these triggers and handle situations with greater maturity. Instead of rushing into decisions or acting based on temporary feelings, we should practice patience, analyze situations carefully, and make choices that align with long-term growth. Another key to making the most of a new beginning is breaking old cycles. Some mistakes are not isolated incidents, but patterns we unconsciously repeat. Perhaps we keep trusting the wrong people, staying in environments that drain us, or prioritizing short-term comfort over long-term success. These cycles will continue unless we intentionally break them. This means setting new standards for ourselves, learning to say no to things that do not align with our goals, surrounding ourselves with people who encourage growth, and developing habits that push us forward rather than hold us back. A new beginning also requires a new perspective. Namaste. If we enter it with the same limiting beliefs, we will eventually create the same limitations. Many people do not fail because of lack of opportunities, but because of their mindset. If we believe we are not good enough, not capable, or not worthy of success, we will unconsciously sabotage our progress. Shifting our mindset means replacing doubt with faith, fear with courage, and past regrets with future possibilities. It means believing that we are not defined by our past mistakes, but by the lessons we have learned from them. It is also essential to set clear intentions for our new beginning. Without direction, we are more likely to drift back into old habits, simply because we have no structure guiding us forward. This is why goal setting is so powerful. Whether it is personal growth, career advancement, or improving relationships, having a clear vision helps us make better choices. Writing down our goals, breaking them into actionable steps, and holding ourselves accountable ensures that we are progressing in the right direction rather than repeating the past. Another crucial aspect of stepping into a new beginning successfully is practicing discipline. It is easy to start fresh with enthusiasm, but without discipline, we will eventually revert to what is comfortable. Discipline is what keeps us committed when motivation fades. It is what allows us to resist distractions, stay focused on our priorities, and make decisions that align with our long-term success. Whether it is waking up earlier, managing our time better, or being mindful of our words and actions, discipline is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. Finally, faith plays a major role in ensuring that we do not repeat past mistakes. Sometimes our mistakes were a result of trying to control everything ourselves, rather than trusting in God's timing and guidance. When stepping into a new beginning, we must learn to surrender our fears, worries, and uncertainties to Him. Trusting that He has a plan for us allows us to move forward with confidence rather than hesitation. It also reminds us that we do not have to navigate this journey alone. God's wisdom is always available to guide us if we seek it. Embracing a new beginning is not just about changing circumstances, but about transforming ourselves. It requires awareness, emotional intelligence, breaking old patterns, shifting our mindset, setting clear intentions, practicing discipline, and having faith. When we take these steps, we position ourselves to not only avoid repeating past mistakes, but to build a future that is truly different and better. When God gives us a new beginning, it is an opportunity to move forward with wisdom, not a chance to repeat the same mistakes. Yet, many people find themselves trapped in cycles, reliving the same struggles despite having a fresh start. The key to breaking these cycles is to learn from past experiences, apply those lessons, and take intentional steps to ensure that old habits, toxic environments, and unwise decisions do not follow us into the next chapter of our lives. A new beginning is not a magical reset button. It requires conscious change, self-awareness, and discipline to truly move forward. One of the most significant factors that lead people to repeat old mistakes is their attachment to comfort. Even when a situation is unhealthy or unproductive, it often feels easier to stay in familiar patterns rather than venture into the unknown. But a new beginning demands courage, the courage to leave behind relationships that drain us, the courage to step away from environments that limit our growth, and the courage to challenge our own destructive habits. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. It requires stepping into uncertainty with faith and determination, trusting that the discomfort of change is temporary, but the rewards of transformation are lasting. To truly embrace a new beginning without falling back into old mistakes, we must evaluate our past with honesty. Many people move forward blindly, assuming that just because they have a fresh start, things will automatically improve. However, without deep self-reflection, we risk carrying the same mindset and behaviors that led to previous failures. It is essential to ask ourselves, what went wrong before? What patterns do we need to break? What habits held us back? Recognizing these aspects allows us to make adjustments and approach the new chapter with greater wisdom. A crucial part of this process is surrounding ourselves with the right influences. Many mistakes are not just a result of our actions, but of the people we allow into our lives. If our old friendships, relationships, or environments contributed to our struggles, then stepping into a new beginning means being intentional about who we allow into our space. Growth-minded individuals should seek company that challenges and uplifts them rather than people who encourage negativity, complacency, or destructive behaviors. The people we surround ourselves with shape our thoughts, attitudes, and ultimately our decisions. Choosing wisely can make all the difference. Another way to ensure that we do not repeat past mistakes is to set clear boundaries. Often, people find themselves making the same mistakes because they do not establish firm limits on what they will and will not tolerate. Whether it is allowing toxic relationships to drain their energy, saying yes to commitments that overwhelm them, or engaging in habits that lead to failure, lack of boundaries leads to repeated struggles. A new beginning means redefining what is acceptable in our lives, learning to say no without guilt, and standing firm in our values and goals. Along with setting boundaries, self-discipline is essential. A fresh start does not automatically bring success. It requires consistency and effort. Many people repeat old mistakes because they lack the discipline to make necessary changes. Whether it is waking up earlier, managing time effectively, staying committed to personal growth, or making healthier choices, discipline is what turns a new beginning into lasting success. It is the ability to make the right decisions even when motivation fades, and the commitment to doing what is necessary rather than what is easy. Most importantly, embracing a new beginning requires faith. Often, the fear of the unknown can tempt us to retreat into old patterns simply because they feel familiar. But if God has given us a new beginning, it is because He has something greater in store for us. Trusting His plan means letting go of fear, believing that He will provide the strength and guidance needed to move forward. It means surrendering the urge to control everything, and instead walking with faith, knowing that each step taken in the right direction will lead to growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. A new beginning is a gift, but it comes with responsibility. It is a chance to grow, evolve, and move forward with wisdom. By breaking free from comfort zones, reflecting on past lessons, surrounding ourselves with the right influences, setting boundaries, practicing discipline, and trusting in God's plan, we can step into the future without repeating the mistakes of the past. When God gives us a new beginning, it is not just an opportunity, but also a responsibility. It is a chance to rewrite our story, to move forward with wisdom, and to embrace growth with a fresh perspective. However, too often people squander this gift by falling into the same patterns, allowing fear, doubt, and past failures to dictate their future. A new beginning is only meaningful if we have the courage to fully step into it, leaving behind the weight of old mistakes and embracing the lessons they have taught us. One of the biggest reasons people fail to make the most of their new beginning is that they let their past define them. They carry guilt, regret, and disappointment, allowing these emotions to cloud their vision for the future. But dwelling on past mistakes will not change them. Instead, we must use those experiences as stepping stones to move forward. Every mistake holds a lesson, and every failure is an opportunity for growth. Instead of seeing our past as something to be ashamed of, we should see it as a teacher that has prepared us for the next stage of our journey. Another critical aspect of embracing a new beginning is shifting our mindset. If we continue to think the way we did before, we will inevitably make the same choices and end up with the same results. Change starts in the mind. We must train ourselves to think differently, to believe in our ability to do better, to visualize success, and to commit to new habits that align with our goals. Too often, people step into a new beginning with the same doubts, insecurities, and fears they had in the past. But if we don't change our thinking, we will never change our lives. Taking control of our future also requires action. Many people wait for circumstances to align perfectly before they start making changes. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right conditions. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time. The best time to start is now. Every big transformation begins with small, consistent actions. Whether it's breaking a bad habit, developing a new skill, or stepping outside of our comfort zone, progress comes from daily effort. We can pray for a new beginning, but we must also be willing to take the necessary steps to make the most of it. The people we surround ourselves with also play a major role in our ability to move forward. If we continue to associate with those who encourage our bad habits, who bring negativity into our lives, or who do not support our growth, it will be nearly impossible to make real changes. A fresh start requires fresh influences. We must seek out people who inspire us, who challenge us to be better, and who genuinely want to see us succeed. Letting go of toxic relationships can be difficult, but it is necessary for true growth. At the heart of embracing a new beginning is trusting God's plan. Often, we resist change because we are afraid of the unknown. We hesitate to let go of the familiar, even when it no longer serves us, because stepping into something new feels uncertain. But faith means believing that God has something greater in store for us, even when we cannot see the full picture. It means surrendering control, trusting that He is guiding our steps, and having confidence that everything we have been through has prepared us for this next chapter. A new beginning is not just about leaving behind the past. It is about stepping boldly into the future. It is about learning, growing, and making choices that align with the life we want to create. If we continue to repeat old mistakes, we will find ourselves stuck in the same cycle, no matter how many opportunities we receive. But if we truly embrace change, take responsibility for our actions, and move forward with faith and determination, we can turn our new beginning into something meaningful, something that transforms our lives for the better. Oh,